Hello guys, so today I'm gonna talk about random class. So what's a random class? Well, let's say you need to generate a game. You need to create a game, a board game, where you need to roll a dice. And then when you roll a dice, you need to generate a random number, right? To so that the opponent or you or the player can move. So in order to do that, you do actually have a pre-written code in Java or JDK, and that is random. So in order to use that, you need to create an object in that class file first, or I like to call it an access card. You need to create an access card for the Java file. So you create the card or an object, and you give a name. Usually I'll just give just random to the name for the card or the object, and that's all. You just create it like this, and you can use this random variable to generate integer, or you can even generate a double number, or you can even generate a boolean value. Okay, so how to create an integer? Let's see. So all you have to do is write or type the random and then you can use all these methods or code by the way, and to create an integer you actually have to use next int, and if you just use this method it will create a number that is negative 2 billion. The range of it is negative 2 billion to positive 2 billion, which is basically the range of an integer in Java. So if I try to print this, this is the number I got, and then I think this is about 668 million something. So but obviously most of the time you're not going to use this range uh, for your game. But let's say you need to um, generate a range that is from 1 to 6. Well, you can uh, do something like passing a value or passing a number inside these brackets. So if I pass 6, what will actually happen is it will generate a value that is from 0 to 5. So this 6 is exclusive. Yes, so the range is from 0 to 5. So if I try to print now, I'll get 0, 3, 4, 1, 5. Let's see if we get 2, 2. So but we need a number from 1 to 6, right? So what we do is after we generate the number, we just add 1. So what's actually happening here is you adding 1 to the lower or the minimum value and the maximum value. So you're getting a value from 1 to 6. If I add 2, then I'll get a value from 2 to 7. You get it? Like you're like just adding the value to the minimum and the maximum. So if I add 1, I will get a value from 1 to 6. So let's see if we get to 6. Yeah, oh yeah, we got already. Let's see if we get again. Yep. So that's all about next int to get an integer. Let's see how to get a double. So if I just um, type double value equals to random dot next double. If I just do this, it is gonna return a number from 0 to 1. So if I try to print this double value, I will get as long as double number or floating number. But let's say I need to give 0, I need a double value from 0 to 5. So what I do now is I just pass 6, and now it will give a value from 0 to 5, but not like here where it only return integer, it will return a double number. So I try to run it, I got this, and obviously it's not going to go above 5, so it's gonna go below 5 only. But let's say I only want 2 decimal values. So one of the way you can do this is by using math.round. So let's say you have a value double just x is 3.12, and by using math.round, by the way, in the bracket you need to give a value. So if I give x, it's a double, it is a double, and you try to print it. If I round this, I have to get 3. By the way, it will round to the integer, so you need to get 3, and you got 3. Let's say 3.82, and now you should get 4, right? And you got 4. So you can actually use math round to do the or cut off. You just round. Okay, you're rounding up to the nearest decimal point. How many decimal point you want? So let's say I want 2 decimal points from the number generated. So what I can do is I can multiply it 100, as I need 2 decimal point, and then I use math random for the value generate, and then I divide it by 100.0. What's the mistake here? Let's see. I don't think there's a mistake. Let's see. Math. Oh, it's not random. It's math.round. Okay. So if I try to run this, I should get a value from 0 to 5, but only with 2 decimal points. Yep. Yep. Yes. So what's happening here? So what's happening here is actually when I actually let me do it one by one. First it's gonna generate a number, right? So let's generate the number separately. Use x here, and then x, okay. And then you multiply the x with 100, right? So let's see what value we get when we multiply x with 100, and then you math round it, right? So also let's see what you get from there. By the way, this is how you understand code, just using a bunch of print statements. It can kind of give you the insight of what's actually happening in the code. Oh, and then that's all. So the final one is the double value. So let's see what's happening. on. So this is the value that you are generating, and this is the value you get when you multiply by 100. Basically you're going 1 two decimal point because you want two decimal points, right? So you go two decimal points and then you round it up to the nearest integer and you get 9 because this is 6, and then you divide it by 100 again, back to the original number, because here you multiply with 100 and you need to, if you divide it by 100 you go to the original value, which is 0.09. So you kind of can see what's actually happening here. You kind of like manipulating, right? Instead of just rounding up this value, you go you move the decimal point two places to the right, and then you round it up, and then you move it back to the left two places again. So this is one of the way you can actually round up things to the decimal point of your preference. So that's for double number. And for boolean value is simple, just boolean and boo value is equals to random dot next boolean. And then if I try to print it, I get false, and can get true, false, 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 true. So you can create a random boolean value too. So that's all about random class. Thank you.